I am flying and I am God.
All right, Rash, calm down. Let's go get famous.
Wait! We can team up! Now that you're here, we can execute my plan to defeat the Topians together.
Sup, Topian scum? We just stole a spaceship and we're coming for you.
All right, Drew, so we got our hands on Battletoads. Kind of this nostalgia trip for you and a little bit for me, too.
Yeah.
Now, what did you think of this game by Delilah Studios? And, you know, getting your hands on this crazy, ridiculous trip of a game.
It's definitely a trip down memory lane, Nate. This is taking me way back so long ago, back when it launched in 91. Man, like I never thought I'd really see this kind of hit the light of day again, to be honest. It was nice to see, you know, Delilah work on this game and bring Battletoads up to more of a modern standard. It took a different direction, I think, than I would prefer, to be honest. But I think they brought the Battletoads flavor, and it's all about reliving the nostalgia for some of us and then introducing it to those who have no idea what or who the Battletoads are, right? So I think overall, they did a great impression and interpretation of the game. What I remember so long ago and why we kind of fell in love with Battletoads. A lot of people have this, you know, we remember it for being so tough, and it has different levels now that allow us to kind of pick and choose how our difficulty is. And it, you know, even on normal, I found some areas kind of resembled a lot of it of being tough and being that Battletoads flavor. And when you get your hover bikes, dude, when I hit the hover bikes,
oh man,
instant smile, man. They like
yeah.
It just instant trip. Like it was in a different perspective this time from last time, which is fine because it is now more modern. But it's funny to see the guys back, I guess you could say, right? Like it was nice to have them back, but overall for me, it's just the nostalgia is there, but it didn't quite hit home the way I really wanted it to. The art style isn't really my take. We talk heavily on here about, you know, my preferred art style and such, and this has that definite Ren and Stimpy kind of esque art look to it, and honestly, sense of humor as well.
Hello.
The sense of humor in here is very over the top, very quirky, and it's going to hit with some and it might not hit with others, and I think it's kind of draws that line, I guess, sometimes. But overall, I think the game is really good. It didn't really connect the way I was hoping it would, coming back from such a long hideaway. How are you sitting with Battletoads?
So I'm actually a little indifferent because I thought the sense of humor was hilarious. Like I was laughing out loud a lot to myself, pretty good, and just, you know, the art style too, I actually thought it was really good. But again, you know, you're not knocking on the actual graphic fidelity of it.
Not at all.
It's just the art style in general, because the game is very polished.
Oh yeah,
you know, the
absolutely.
audio, man, we'll talk about that. The soundtrack's great while you're beating up mooks. You know, you got a sick rock track playing in the background, and sometimes you go to a couple spookier areas and they just set a good ambiance in general.
Sure, absolutely.
And, you know, like I was saying, so the story right off the hop, you know, the first mission, without spoiling too much, you're actually in a simulation. So by the end of it, you realize that, and you're kind of set out in the real world, and it's completely different. You are no longer famous. You have escaped the terminal and nobody knows about you, and it's pretty funny because it's just like Battletoads in real life, like you were saying.
Exactly.
You know? Like no one really knows about it. That's that younger generation. My generation is like kind of on that cusp of some kids, you know, did but some didn't. So
sure.
Anyways, man, the sense of humor that this game brings is so funny because basically between most of the missions and sometimes in between, you know, little cutscenes during the mission, you get these full-on, you know, 5-10 minute long cutscenes, and they're really, like I said, funny, man.
Yeah, like as I said, like I'm not knocking the art style. It's just not my preferred style, right? I think the quality of the game is actually top notch. The game itself, the mechanics from the game, the art style is awesome. Like it's preferred style for some, just not, again, for me, but it's well done. Everything is so well produced. The game, it hit home, right? They did hit that nostalgia feel, but again, it was just so over the top and moving forward. It just, I had a hard time sticking with it just because of the over the top sense of humor and the art style and just some of the quirky things that they really have you tackle in this brawler. But it is cool to sit down and have a couch co-op finally, man.
Yeah.
That was nice to be there. So my girlfriend and I were hanging out, and we were playing, and we crushed out Act 1 together playing co-op, and then I jumped in solo, and I got that over the top feel too. When we're playing in co-op mode, there's a lot of action going on, and you know, there's a lot of things flying around, and you're trying to figure out where you are, and then when you die, you can help revive your teammate, one of the Battletoads themselves, and then continue on from there. But when you go out solo, you know, it's a whole other, when you die,
really
you just pop
actually
back in. So it was kind of back and forth and trying to get used to that. But the couch co-op thing is nice. But the biggest problem though, Nate, is that you and I can't play. I know there's a big focus on couch co-op, but it would be nice for you and I to hook up online to play as well.
Yeah, it's too bad. Not a lot of these styles of games have or offer online play, I find. But, you know, like I was saying to you, this is definitely a game I just kind of go to my buddy's house and we just pick up and maybe beat in half a night, or not beat, but you know, play through half of it in you know, a night or so.
No, for sure.
But another thing that we kind of mentioned earlier is there are difficulty settings. So there are 3 settings, you know, easy and normal. There's kind of this infinite revive that you can do, where there's actually no lives in this game. So when your character gets knocked out, they're set on a timer where, you know, it's like 25 seconds, I believe, on normal. But then, you know, if you want to play on Battletoad difficulty, which is the hardest one, there is no revives. So, you know, you can really get that sense of, you know, challenge that the originals brought. Because, like you said, on normal, man, there's a lot of times I had to sit there and respawn, especially those
hover bikes,
traversing ones where you're on the bike or you're on a sleigh in a couple of them. So another thing we have to mention too is that this isn't just, you know, a beat 'em up and then a racing kind of thing. It's actually, there's little mini games like, what do they call it? It's like rock, paper, scissors, but it's like Toaster, Toad Shambo.
I was like, what is this? And then I was like, come on, man. Like,
it's so good. It plays along with the humor well, and it just kind of breaks up that gameplay, so you're not just constantly, you know, mashing X, Y, and B and jumping around and dashing. Which, the combat too, man. I thought the combat was pretty cool. Each 3 of the characters, they vary in speeds and different moves. I mean, the moves are generally the same, but they look differently. So your uppercuts Y for all of the characters. But, you know, the big guy, he has a really strong, slow push or charge attack, whereas the other guys are a little quicker and just different. So I thought it was really cool, man.
Yeah, I think, again, you and I are a little bit different. I honestly, by the end of it, I was kind of getting bored of doing the beat 'em up style over and over and over again. You were just getting different waves of enemies. A lot of the enemies were somewhat similar as well. But again, honestly, for $20, Nate, it's hard to really complain about this game. Battletoads is a great trip down memory lane for some of us, and it's a nice introduction to the Battletoad franchise for the newcomers. And for $20, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Well, Nate, there's a trip down memory lane for me. Overall, my time with Battletoads has been a great nostalgia trip, and moving forward, I'm definitely curious to see what happens next with the world of Battletoads. For $20, you can't go wrong, and if you have Xbox Game Pass, dude, you got it there as well. Like, this is a great time. A nice couch co-op to sit down and beat everybody up, and then a couple of little mini games in there as well. It's got me there with an 8.
All right, buddy. I'm a little bit higher than you, actually. By that, I mean I'm getting this one a 9.5. I actually think this game is damn near perfect. It has a great comical relief. The art style is amazing. I had no issues as far as gameplay goes or any sort of frame rate drops. Nothing wrong.
Yep.
9.5, buddy.
Nice.
Turbo bikes, baby!
The trip down memory lane brings Drew some of the nostalgia he was looking for, and even brought Nate to new heights. Battletoads is a great brawler. We just wish they had online co-op as well.
And now I am one. We're not heroes, Rash. We're puppets. I am not a puppet.
Buy our video game.
Yeah, that's just like one of 1,000 phrases.
I can't even take myself seriously.
Just waiting.
Okay, what you need to do,
What?
I think I might have recorded